Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. How are you all doing today? Well, my friends, thank you for joining us today. I hope you have your spoon and I hope y'all have your cup of tea. Let's start stirring it because the more we look into Rebecca Minkoff, the more shocked we are. Because, like I told you guys, I follow Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But you know what? I was not following the New York train wreck. But now that that New York train wreck is on our vision, we're going to make sure that we don't let go of pulling strings, Rebecca. It's called We Don't Want to Miss Your Withholds. And actually think we're doing you a solid, Rebecca, because we're going to be outing all of your withholds for free. Imagine that. This is going to be a free withhold pulling session that is going to cost you nothing. You're going to feel so fresh and so clean by the time we're done with you, Rebecca. You have no idea. At the hotels, they did teach us how to pull withholds. They did teach us how to pull strings, Rebecca. And I think we need to start teaching a course. I don't know if you guys think that would be a great idea. Put a 1 in the chat if you think we should start a course on how to pull a string. Because for the kids that grew up in Scientology, and I can see Laura's in the chat. Hello. For us that grew up in Scientology, knowing how to pull strings since we were 12, given that we had no childhood, given that Miss Laura here was an MAA, an ethics officer, Rebecca, when she was trafficked across state lines from California to Florida to become an ethics officer for adults, including but not limited to Grant Cardone, Rebecca. So just before you start going, I have no idea who any of these people are, you guys. Before you run to your little housewives, castmates, oh, I have no idea what the people at the internet are saying about me. I don't even know them. Yeah, you don't know us, Rebecca, because we are a different type of bitch now. We're fully aware. We're fully grown. We've gone to actual therapy, not like you going to page 6, your little podcast at page 6. You guys, Rebecca Minkoff sat there and told those guys, 2 gay guys, right? Because Rebecca's very like, those gay guys don't even know what Rebecca thinks about them. I mean, imagine being so stupid to work at page 6, be a full-blown gay man, and just sit with Rebecca like, oh, yeah, you're my homie. Oh, yeah, we go way back. Oh, yeah, I love your bags, girl. Anyways, Rebecca sits there saying like, oh, yeah, we really need to go to therapy. Will you guys be my therapists? So right there, Rebecca, another ethics officer, child ethics officer. So before you get very confused, Rebecca, because you've never been confronted this way, we're talking about our problem is with the children, Rebecca. You want to stay at the hotel? You want to continue getting audits? You want to be just like your mama and your daddy? Go ahead. Go MF ahead. But since the Real Housewives of New York, since the entire internet seems to be so focused on misunderstanding the message of no more kids in Scientology because kids cannot consent, let's make sure we keep making ourselves goddamn clear. Let's make sure we keep posting like this person that you see right here, ethics officer, age 12. asking grown adults how they were doing what, Rebecca? Think about it. Because you know that. And you know that there's more kids right now at the Fort Harrison Hotel. And that's why we are taking this subject very, very, very seriously. See, and I know a lot of you guys don't watch The Real Housewives, okay? And I get that. But we are clocking OSA's tactics, playing right here in front of everybody. So don't get confused. Don't think that, oh, you know, the OSA policies were just being used back in the 60s. No, the OSA policies, you are all going to see. The OSA policy of L. Ron Hubbard that talks about, in order to find the leaks, in order to find who's spreading something, you come up with a big cacamimi story like the one that Rebecca Minkoff decided to come up with here, which I literally kid you not is going to be extremely graphic. Okay, but that's Rebecca Minkoff running the OSA playbook on a reality show, taking a dump in front of everybody. But these people are, like somebody said in the comments, it's giving glib. It's giving glib. Because, you know, nobody gets into the weeds of Scientology, right? I mean, how are they going to get into the weeds of Scientology, these women, if Rebecca gets incensed, upset? She's got all manner of prerequisites of how you're supposed to ask her the questions. But you're just looking for a reason to be insulted, Rebecca. That's what it's actually giving. Right, guys? Exactly. And how we were already trained and knew what we were expected of us before we even went to flag. I mean, they were stuck at a so-called ranch, Rebecca. Google that. Google that for yourself, since you were very, very privileged working as a public Scientologist. Let's make sure that that is very clear for everybody. So before everybody wants to cry for Rebecca, which we will, because we still think that Sue Minkoff is a complete, disgusting, deadbeat Scientology mother that exposed you, Max, and Uri to everything. So your own mother did this, Rebecca. Your own mother was at the forefront of normalizing having kids be trained, just like Laura, just like me, just like my mother. So don't think I'm just picking on your own mother. No, your mother, my mother, Laura's mother. We're finding out that all Scientology mothers are actually deadbeat. Just gonzo, just shells, just no common sense, no critical thinking skills. Y'all are so full of cognitive delulu in your literal brain that are rotting as we speak. So again, before you get really pressed and go, oh, they're really insulting me, you guys. Do you see how insulting? We're advocating for you, boo. We're advocating for you. Get the F out of the cult, Rebecca, and then actually do some real cleanup by coming clean, by getting your withholds off, by renouncing, denouncing, and going out there and start using the entire Bravo network to really come clean on what you fund. The thing that you got so insulted about. It's giving Miss Withhold phenomena, don't you think, Laura? It's giving Miss Withhold phenomena. I'm so incensed to be asked about this. It's just the tone that they're asking it. It's what, Rebecca? You have withholds. You have things you won't tell them you're doing because you would never understand it. Right? And that's the problem with this, you guys. They know they wouldn't be understood because they already know what they're doing inside of the hotels and commercial buildings is wrong. So that goes to consciousness of guilt. If they're covering up, That means they know they shouldn't be doing it. So stop pretending that, oh, everybody thought that we're doing a great thing and saving a world. Shut the F up with that bullshit pitch that you can start selling at whatever type of corner you can find someone stupid enough to continue this bullshit, sham, scam, pyramid scheme, racketeering enterprise that, yes, as we've said it 100 million times, only to be ignored, only to be, everyone's still very confused, following all manner of drama that has nothing to do with advocating for kids. So let's make sure that that point is also very, very clear. So let's take a look at this OSA tactics in full-blown display, you guys, because we're going to be reacting to her two gay friends that Rebecca uses at page 6 to launder her image about Scientology, to, make her real relatable. Oh, she's just a bag lady, you guys. She's just like us. Talk to Us Weekly. The other weekly that launders her image. All of these weeklies, don't forget, you guys, Rebecca's been paying paparazzi to take photos of her stupid bags in all the weeklies. She made $100 million because she was paying payola, putting product placement. Yo, put this bag on this girl and get it on page 6. So then I can flaunt it around and tell everyone, oh, look, Lauren Conrad was really wearing it. We just got it on Us Weekly. And then cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. So the weeklies are there laundering Rebecca. So here's the two besties of Rebecca, the two gay men that shout out to page 6 that hires the most stupid idiots that have no access to ChatGPT. Shout out to you guys there at page 6. Really think about it. Think about it for a second, because if you just ask ChatGPT, we're talking to the two page 6 gayers that are there with Rebecca. L. Ron Hubbard's views on homosexuality. This is ChatGPT. Okay, so before you go, oh, we had no access to Google because page 6 doesn't pay us enough to Google anything and do our job as journalists. Even if you're page 6, what type of credibility you have if whatever comes out of your mouth and you're spewing has no spine? Really do ask yourselves that, because that's how this whole entire media apparatus ecosystem works. One that Scientology has infiltrated to the highest degrees. We're talking about the best publicists, the best crisis management, the best, all these people that launder Scientology's image, all these people that protect stories from being told, from being written about, because, it's always the same bullshit. Oh, we're so worried about, lawsuits with Scientology, wink, wink. They don't give an F about lawsuits with Scientology. Scientology pays them. So let's start really unconfusing everybody, because, we got a whole bunch of playing dumb for absolutely no reason. So here it is, L. Ron Hubbard, views on gays from ChatGPT. L. Ron Hubbard's views on homosexuality, openly degrading, rooted in bigotry, and reflecting in Scientology's policies. So here's this two gay men that sit there with Rebecca, who holds in her head degraded thoughts on homosexuals. She doesn't have a choice. You don't get to reject what L. Ron Hubbard wrote. Rebecca, with her multimillionaires, she couldn't be more stupid at the bottom of the food chain to be able to, oh no, I really disagree with this degrading thing that L. Ron Hubbard said. She has no rank to say that, to do that. And don't forget, she finds it very beneficial. Scientology's been the greatest thing on earth, according to Rebecca. She's made her a great mom, a great, amazing person. You have no idea. Like, she sat with two of these cast girls telling them for a whole hour. They had a whole dinner where they're like, oh yeah, it's real great. You have no idea. Meanwhile, they don't even know what in the hell she was saying. But openly degraded, reflected on bigotry. In Dianetics, the modern science of mental health, he categorized homosexuality as a perversion and linked it to so-called sexual deviancy. You know what sexual deviancy is, Rebecca? For all Scientology parents to make their kids available for random adults to have their way with them in sessions where, yes, no kid can say no. So you and your little crisis management PR team from hell, start typing pitches to all the weeklies so you can start explaining and defending and setting the record straight on the points that we're raising to you personally, Rebecca, since you are a public figure, since you decided to go on Real Housewives of New York, to sell bags. Well, you know what? You are a public figure, Rebecca. Your privacy eroded as a result of you cashing checks, as a result of you going out there to, continue making more than $100 million, because, why not? All America continue to support Scientology. So for all of you that want to go, oh, but America would not do this if they knew, America gave Rebecca Minkoff $100 million. And ask Rebecca Minkoff what happens to kids at the Scientology hotels. Ask her. Somebody start asking her. Put it on her Instagram. Write it on her TikTok. How hard can it literally be to raise these people's awareness? But everyone is so scared to possibly insult her because, she's going to pull out the Jewish card as if anybody is saying anything about Jewish people, Rebecca. We're talking Scientology. So do not push this. Oh, this is so bigoted. Bullshit. Bigoted is what you do to kids. Sexual deviancy is what is going on in those hotels that you would know is taking place. Your own brother was trained to be an auditor as a child, Rebecca. So this is deep inside your family. God forbid he's still in the Sea Org right now. And God forbid he's a grown man now. That would be what? Oh yeah, auditing kids. Max Minkoff, your brother. So is your own brother auditing kids? Your Real Housewife castmates should be asking you that. Where's your brother, Rebecca? Oh, no, he's, dedicated to Scientology because he really loves it there because, he really is saving a world, right? And you that have had all the access to the outside world, Rebecca, is like, that's the problem right now. In what world are you outside of the Scientology hotels with access to the best attorneys, with access to the best therapists, with access to the best real professional people that are apparently nowhere to be found advising you on what in the hell you are doing inside of the Scientology hotels? So back to you, page sixers. He wrote, this is L1 Hubbard. So grab your notebook and start writing down. Take notes. You're going to need them. Stop being glib. Stop saying, oh, nobody told us that Rebecca was so controversial, you guys. We just thought that, potatoes. This is not potatoes. This is not fucking potatoes. Learn what in the F you're doing in your job if you're trying to get monetized on YouTube, if you're trying to make money out of Rebecca Minkoff. Understand in the back of who you're making that money. That's what this time calls for. L1 Hubbard said the tone scale, the homosexuals are covertly hostile, which is the Scientology means of saying someone is sneaky, untrustworthy, and dangerous. Guess what Rebecca labeled the entire cast of Real Housewives of New York? And if they would have just checked on ChatGPT, they would all know that Rebecca goes, they're just 1-1. Again, going back to the reunion, why did Rebecca keep going in the tone and the tone and the tone? The tone is this, you guys. The tone is this, the 1-1. Oh yeah, you really should be really scared of the sneakiness. No, that's what they rebrand when they're getting confronted with people that can see through their bullshit. And they make the other people think like, no, you're the one that's crazy. You're the one that didn't come with the right tone. Oh, you're the one that didn't ask me in a way that I thought. How did you want to be asked questions, Rebecca? In what world are you putting 1,000,001 boundaries to be asked yourself questions as a grown woman that you are? And no kid inside a Scientology hotel or commercial building right now can set a boundary for themselves. That's how delusional you are. That's how delusional you are. Entitled, delusional, self-righteous. I'm Rebecca Minkoff. I have $100 million. How many times do you have to say you made $100 million out of your bags? That the weeklies helped you push to that part? Because you know what? You never say that. You never even connect that dot. I mean, apparently, according to you, you're all about the women empowerment. And what type of women are you really empowering, Rebecca? Because you have that other little pyramid scheme that you got running over there with your future female collectives, having a March 13th event coming up. You guys don't forget, earmark that on your calendars, please. Rebecca has an amazing, incredible March 13 on L. Ron Hubbard's birthday, no less. Rebecca's having an incredible female founder collect. What type of bullshit recruiter is Rebecca Minkoff and Grant Cardone? Scientology cannot afford to do their sham that they used to do. Oh, let's grab a hotel and then let's have a little seminar and then we'll just start grabbing people for our call. That little practice has been shut the F down. But guess what other practice hasn't been shut down? Little Rebecca with her little female founder collective empowerment. Guess where she gets to do? Oh, you have the qualities. You come with me. I'm going to get you in Scientology. I'm going to connect you. I'm going to empower you. I'm going to recruit you. How long have you been trying to recruit women into Scientology, Rebecca? And you know what? We are getting people contacting us. So before you go, I've never start really thinking, because we've already had people contacting us that you were recruiting them at CC New York. So are you recruiting any of your female founder collective, whatever in the hell business thing that you got going on there into Scientology? Any of them getting funneled over there? Any of the ones that you find that are agreeable, okay? Because as you've seen in the Real Housewives, you guys, the women that are agreeable are friends with Becky Wecky. Okay, the ones that are like, oh yeah, Rebecca, I see that you're just so misunderstood. I mean, I can totally relate. Those are the ones that are there. The ones that lack their own, that can't hold their own, that are going with, oh, well, you know, Rebecca's kind of cool. I mean, she does have $100 million. I mean, there might be something in this for me. Oh, she always brings me bags. You see her giving bags the whole oh, I know somebody. I can give you a bag. I can get you. Nobody wants your bag. They want you to come clean. They want you to be honest. They want you to be forthcoming. You signed up for reality TV, Rebecca. You signed up for this shit. Imagine you signed up for this shit and now you're like, wait, why is everyone coming up? You put yourself there. You have put yourself in the spotlight. You have put yourself in that position of getting the public scrutiny. I mean, you now have that. And then you went to the Real Housewives of New York as a franchise. I mean, Andy Cohen did say he was looking for a reboot, you guys. He was looking for a reboot, wasn't he? Hubbard outright calls homosexuality, and take note of this, page 6, sirs. Homosexuality, a perversion, an aberration that needs to be cured. He claims that gay people were a product of prenatal influences, childhood trauma, and past life misconduct. That's what I was being told at 6 years old when I was playing with a Barbie doll. So just so everyone becomes aware of the type of monsters the Scientology parents are. They will grab a 6-year-old. They will see a little boy playing with a Barbie doll. What the fuck are you doing? Get your fucking ethics in. Start being fucking out of valence. Start fucking writing your overs and your fucking withholds. Three days. 5 days. 2 weeks. Locked up in a room while the ethics handling was taking place. 2 weeks. No one can talk to you. You can't play. You can't do anything. You have to have a book from L. Ron Hubbard in front of you and start writing your treason condition. I had finished 2nd grade. Just had begun to learn how to put syllables together, I remember. And I had to sit there for a whole 10 days with a pen and a paper. God forbid my mother heard me making a noise. Are you paying attention to your ethics? Are you going by a misunderstood word? Do you not understand the word? These people were monster degenerates. This is called intellectual abuse of the worst motherfucking kind. You're 6 years old. You don't know what in the hell these monsters are blurring out of their mouth, because all you know is that you're locked up. All you know is that you're getting screamed at with the F word to really impinge, because L. Ron Hubbard says, you're going to do an ethics handling. Oh, you got to impinge. Like, none of this namby-pamby shamby, like, oh, we really want to help you. No, impinge. Get your fucking ethics in. That's how children are spoke to, Rebecca. So tell the entire franchise of Bravo TV why that is allowed inside of the hotels, that you go and pay a lot of money to become a better mom. Because yes, well, Rebecca, you will see it, you guys. She's going to be so pressed. And they asked me in the wrong tone and everybody wanted to find out about Scientology. And never mind, again, you guys, like, nobody understands. Like, Rebecca effed up so badly. And remember, this was all filmed way before anybody saw anything. So everything, this is all coming like so latent. Can you imagine in one of the episodes, Tom Cruise's name gets brought up at their picnic? Do you know what type of ethics trouble Rebecca is for invoking the name of Tom Cruise on the Real Housewives of New York, where he's being smeared and laughed at a picnic of all of these 1-1 women? Oh yeah, those women are in the same category as the perverted homosexuals. So Real Housewives of New York, don't think that you're so much better than us, the kids that were gay homosexuals in Scientology. Y'all just went to the same tone level that we were branded as. Just so you know, you're all 1.1. Bryn, you're the most 1-1 in the whole wide world, according to Rebecca. You never had the right tone, you see? Like, you needed to come up tone to speak to Rebecca. You needed to come up to enthusiasm. So, Rebecca, tell me everything about Scientology. Oh, it's helped you a lot? Oh, it's really amazing? Wow. Tell me more. That's how they want you. They want you with No critical thinking skills. The less critical thinking skills, the more naive, the better. The better they say, oh, this one's so naive. Oh, this one's clueless. Oh, this one, I just gave her a bag and I can just do whatever. And again, handing out bags ad nauseum like Rebecca does, you guys. OSA tactic number 1. She brings bags to all of these reporters. Monique Yingling brings, the attorney of Scientology brings muffins wherever the F that woman goes. Oh, I really brought you these muffins. So that's how you find a Scientologist always safe pointing with fruit baskets, muffins, and Rebecca Minkoff bags. That's apparently all it takes to compromise, several people's critical thinking skills. So I hope that these page sixers, you guys, got the memo about who they're dealing with and, continue doing y'all's research on the Chat GPT because, it goes on and on and on. In other writings, L. Ron Hubbard suggested that homosexuals were inherently criminal, prone to insanity, and incapable of being ethical or trustworthy. Most disturbingly, Hubbard's policies in Scientology's ethics systems allows disconnection from LGBT individuals and their families. To get auditing is supposed to make them get rid of the perversion or otherwise face outright expulsion. If they didn't comply with Scientology's supposed path to cure them, his views not only led to decades of homophobia in Scientology, but it also justifies abusive handling tactics. This is all an MF Chat GPT away. The era to claim that you're dumb, that you don't know Scientology, that they're going clear, is some sort of salacious whatever. Start Chat GPTing what in the hell this is. Never mind that we have to understand all this shit as 6-year-olds. It sucks to be a kid that grew up in Scientology. Yeah, it sucks to be us. That's why we're here. Because it sucks so bad. And no one gave an F, and no adult raised an alarm, and everybody's just like, having a wonderful old jolly time, apparently. There has not been one single thing done since we all left Scientology to protect the current kids in there. And you go check the public record, how much is it on the public's consciousness that there's a child problem involved in all of this? Because if you go to the media, who has been specializing in laundering the image of these adults, in pitching them as like, oh, multimillionaire Rebecca, aren't I so glad to be here with your $100 million company that you talk about so much? So these are the OSA tactics right here. And this is the prank about a fake pregnancy, a fake rumor that I don't know what type of OSA handler Rebecca had advising her to put L. Ron Hubbard on reality shows. I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but let's just react to what this is, you guys.
Hello. Hey. Hi.
Virtual reality.
So just to set it up a little bit, Rebecca had this conversation with this other girl where they were going to spread a very fake, false rumor, OSA tactic, to see who the leaky pigeon is. Okay? So Rebecca there is already coming in. Talk about, what was it? Oh, being sneaky, Rebecca. This is what in the F you call sneaky. This is how you are getting clocked. In the year 2025, you don't get to be a sneaky bitch and then try to point the finger somewhere else. You're being clocked on what's been literally caught on tape. That's what we're reacting to. That's what we're putting all the context that's needed over this, because again, like, this is going to be super glib, analyzing, sanitizing. You know, you see it here, virtual reality tea, reality recap. These two men giving themselves the time to give Rebecca the full-blown red carpet treatment, knowing that a chat GPT away could have landed them with some awareness about how other LGBT kids are being treated as we speak inside of Rebecca's hotel. So let's make sure that, you know, we don't get lost in this concept of this virtual reality tea. Oh yeah, what's the tea? What's the tea? The tea is that kids are being abused inside Scientology hotels and commercial buildings. That's the fucking tea.
Hi, I'm Danny Murphy.
And I'm Evan Real.
And congratulations are in order for Rebecca Minkoff's ploy or baby?
Congratulations are in order, right? I mean, who would like to congratulate Rebecca right now? What did you see, Marlene? Rebecca Minkoff admitted on a reunion of RHONY that she joined to promote her brand. I mean, yeah. She said, oh, I've been at this for 20 years. I mean, the way that she got to here is very, very suspicious, you guys. It's giving very, very suspicious how she really got to this thing and what she really thought she was going to get out of it. Because again, it's giving desperate. It's giving that she must have been on some sort of amends project. But it's also just giving plain old, she didn't understand the assignment. Her ego is so huge and big. Scientology at first propped her up. Like I said yesterday, Rebecca was like, oh, she's going to be on a new show. Oh, and she's going to talk about Scientology. And oh, she's going to, you know, try to soften our image with the rest of the moms in America because they're going to see a Scientologist. And, you know, it's just like everyone else, right? Just like that, just like anything. Well, I'm happy having the stupid show in years. I mean, yeah, happy days, but today we're happy we're watching it. Today we're happy that Rebecca made all the wrong choices because it's actually giving us this opportunity to contextualize so much of the stuff that is not being, you know, said. Nisa, did Scientology have something to do with keeping the secret of the show because it looks like Scientology had their hand in the cookie jar? Well, you know, Scientology, as long as Rebecca's involved, Rebecca has handlers. Rebecca has handlers at the president's office of Celebrity Center who she has to report, who she has to tell all the tea. I mean, talk about the tea. The president's office is the literal, they're like addicted to tea. They need to know everything every Scientology celebrity is doing, anything their people that are softening their image out there are doing. They have to have a control on them all over themselves. Like, literally, they're all into it, you guys. Nothing happens in Scientology without that oversight, especially at the level of $100 million celebrity Scientologist Rebecca Minkoff, whose dad is also involved now in major litigation that could sink them at Lisa McPherson II. But, you know, I mean, how can we digress? Good luck to any Scientologists trying to be famous. Withhold all of us calling their shit out. Exactly. It's like the era of like, oh, yeah, you know, we're just not going to call it out. Like, we're just going to know. We're going to call it out. We're going to expose it. We're going to demand accountability. We're going to advocate on your behalf. Again, you guys, all of this, us versus them. There's no us versus them here. The problem is very simple. There's a pyramid scheme going on, and anything connected to that pyramid scheme is acting against their own humanity, against their own paternal instincts, against their own maternal instincts, and exposing the kids that don't yet have a shred of instinct for themselves with that. I couldn't put it in more simple terms so that our communities can really start getting their act together, because in what world is this not top of mind for our communities? Not you guys, but for the larger scheme of community. It's not the popular subject to talk about, and we're not here to talk about anything popular. We don't give an F about the popularity. That's what they were doing in Scientology. Everything was popularity, famous. That's why you see Rebecca with all types of slaves at the president's office that are at her beck and call, doing her crisis management, PTS handling. You know, you need to do the ethics specialist course, Rebecca. And oh, you gave a blowjob to your husband the other day. Oh, and you should have been producing. Oh, you have a withhold, Rebecca. Oh yeah, you need to do a condition on that blowjob that you gave as well. That's what they're paying for. That's what Rebecca is paying for. And she can pay for that for herself. But going back to the point, as soon as she puts that payment there, who's at the bottom of that pyramid scheme? Child auditors, child ethics officers, child supervisors. Who's expected to deliver whatever in the hell Rebecca, Grant Cardone, Elena Cardone? Because yes, it's not just Rebecca, guys. Like, Rebecca's just literally like, grab this one that just went on TV to show us a mother in Scientology and what they're doing. They're doing it in front of everybody, because L. Ron Hubbard did teach us this other thing. The criminal always wants to get caught. The criminal always leaves clues because, you know, according to L. Ron Hubbard, man is basically good and they want to be stopped. So give it up to L. Ron Hubbard to teach his degenerates to record everything so that when they get caught, there's no question. So when they get caught, everything was video recorded. Everything was transcribed. No one can play dumb. No one can say they didn't know. They have no clue. I had no idea. They read the policies. They recorded it all on videos. A la P. Diddy on steroids. A la Jeffrey Epstein on steroids. So that's where we find ourselves right this minute in time. As all of those connections start connecting, and all of these sanitized whitewashings and stuff of, you know, Scientology really trying to use the media to sanitize an image of who they are. They don't get to hide. They don't get to hide. Not anymore. They've hid enough. They've had enough time to, you know, connect some dust. Connect some dots. Seriously.
Rebecca Minkoff. Apparently she's pregnant, and she's pregnant by someone else.
I am so obsessed with Rebecca Minkoff. I love that she was called.
So Rebecca, give it up to Rebecca Minkoff, who started a rumor that she and her husband, Gavin, had an open relationship where she was effing all manner of men. And apparently their boundary was so open that if she ended up pregnant by some random, this is Rebecca's narrative. This is literally, we're just translating what this is. So for all of you to understand the setup. And then you see page sixers here, the two gay men that are rooting for Rebecca, obsessed with Rebecca. Oh my God, Rebecca is so funny. Is she?
Boring by Psy, and we all knew about the whole Jeff Lewis situation. And she was like, do you know what? Y'all want to call me boring? Let me just give you a pregnancy hoax.
Let me.
No, you idiot. Rebecca wasn't concerned of being boring. Rebecca's problem is that her PTSSP technology, the way you handle and shatter suppression, is through applying the deranged rhetoric of a convicted felon that teaches, including but not limited to, if someone's, being mean to you, if someone is, you need to really get a hold of them and, show them. You start a complete and utterly fake rumor where you can find who leaked it. This goes back to the OSA Guardian's office policies. This goes all the way back to that, you guys. Like, literally, like, Operation Bulldozer Leak, Operation Cat. L. Ron Hubbard, founder of Scientology, outlined various strategies involving the dissemination of false information to manage perceptions and identify internal leaks, which Rebecca's calling the leaky pigeons. One notable example is Operation Cat, initiated on September 16, 1975. This operation aimed to make a mockery and hold up to ridicule the computer, the security services, and authority in relation to the freedom of information by planting grossly false information in governmental agency files for later public retrieval and exposure. Not great, you guys, that Rebecca's all up in there running her little Operation Cat. The plan involved creating fictitious dossiers and orchestrating a press conference to highlight the absurdity of the information held by these agencies. Additionally, Operation Bulldozer Leak, dated July 21st, 1976, was designed to spread the rumor that L. Ron Hubbard had no control over Scientology and bore no legal liability for its activities. This was to be achieved by instructing agents to disseminate this false narrative to government officials, journalists, and critics, thereby shaping perceptions and potentially identifying sources of leaks based on the spread of the fabricated information. Rebecca Minkoff is running OSA on The Real Housewives of New York, and no one clocked this shit. It went over your head like, oh, we think Rebecca's something weird with that girl. That's as far as they could clock her because, she's slippery. She's like, oh, I'm Jewish. Ah, you didn't ask it in the right tone. So there it is, Rebecca running her little Operation Cat. That's what this operation is called. It's an Operation Cat. And you just spread false rumors, full knowing, and then you find out who is leaking it. And these gay guys can't get enough of Rebecca Minkoff, apparently.
Hear you say, hey, Miss Carter, because driver rolled up the partition, please. And she maybe had a fictional menage a trois.
And that's why we are de-cutesifying this bullshit. Because again, this is these gay men discussing this in the context of how LGBTQ kids are treated inside of the Scientology hotels that Rebecca funds. Rebecca has skin in this game, and so do you all now. By trying to cutesify, oh, it looks like she's having a menage a trois.
They have fun with other people and stuff, regardless of the consequences.
Like what kind of consequences?
The biggest kind.
What? No.
Like another man's baby.
Shut up.
The fact
Operation Cat. Operation Cat. Repeat for the people in the back. Operation Cat. Rebecca Minkoff, full complicit in Operation Cat in real time now. They're using it for another purpose, right? Like now it's not to destroy the Freedom of Information Act and plant all manner of fake dossiers and fake stories, because that's the type of dishonest, not on a mission to save a single shred of world, on a mission to abduct kids and see no consequences for it. And if you are not understanding us, then you're too soft and we cannot help you.
That it was so planned out by she and Aaron, and there were like details. It was a very detailed plan.
Duh. What in the F were you expecting? Do you know who OSA is? It's called, we had mission orders. It's called every single aspect of the mission is planned. Every single part of the lie and the orchestration and the perception and the manipulation is written on a program. Program cat. Oh, someone types it up. Information. Rebecca's getting really hammered on the Real Housewives of New York because girls are spreading rumors about her and being mean to her about Scientology. Let's go back to 1975 where L. Ron Hubbard says right here to run Operation Cat. Oh, look, we just found the solution. L. Ron Hubbard found it back in 75. He said, put some disgusting cockamamie story out there, the type that these people said. They went far and then some, you guys. But just to let you see the level of depravity these people really are operating under. If they're doing this to kids, if they're so willy-nilly about all of this, then what type of protections are these kids really having it? Even though all we get is a page 6 conversation between two gay guys that don't even know what in the F is going on and are just in there laundering an image, purporting that they really have something interesting to say about something, and they're not understanding their assignment whatsoever. Because if they had, they would have done some due diligence on Rebecca Minkoff. I mean, unless the weeklies are all about, you know, supporting underage kids being brought from other countries into America, having their passports locked up and told that they're saving our world. If that's what the weeklies are all about, then, you know, I digress.
And some of the details were a little X-rated.
She had one night, like a crazy night.
Talking about she's going to orgies, she's letting multiple people
Blank in a blank.
Said by them, you guys. Orgies, multiple people. How X-rated can it be? How hardcore is the scene at these hotels? How more stupid are you all going to play? Seriously, how more stupid is everyone going to continue to play? And I'm talking about even this community of YouTube that is so obsessed with chasing gossip, that are so susceptible to OSA tactics themselves because they're so fucking pre-programmed, that could be sent out to chase a squirrel faster than anyone's head can actually spin. Because the fact is, we got 63 people here. Oh, but when it's gossip about the community, oh, let's have 2,500 people really show up for that. Shows you the level of altered importance of people's actual intentions in digesting this content and understanding what in the F is getting called out. And who's distracting from that, getting called out? And how much are you supporting the distractors yourself with your own time? Because literally send them that question from me. Send them that question from me. How much are you contributing with your stupid comments, with your stupid, oh, I'm really going to sit here and comment for 1,000,000 times. Did you not get the point? That the kids were stuck at the hotel inside with no one advocating for them and everyone bringing up garbage and bullshit and everything. And meanwhile, we have Operation Cat here where Rebecca Minkoff thought it would be so great to put up a rumor where she's getting banged by multiple men. and ended up pregnant from not knowing who she banged. But that's the environment that the kids have for themselves. Got it. That's the level of advocacy, and all these people, oh, I really want to help this, I really want to help that. You are not helping anybody but OSA, by chasing all the flies, by chasing all the cockroaches, by placing all the stuff that is always put in front of you, and you as a consumer eat the F out of it. Y'all get on your feelings, oh, this, oh, this. Stop being the mothers of the kids that grew up in Scientology. We don't need a parent. We need adults in the room that understand what in the F is being said. That's it. Is that too much to ask? Then you know what? I digress. I'll keep my 58 people that are actually listening, understanding, taking off the rose-colored motherfucking glasses that all of you use to not confront evil. Is child abuse really hard to confront? You bet your shit it is. You bet your shit. This is not the live where you're just all going to be cradled and canoodled around. No. While kids are getting audited, while kids are getting sec checked, while kids are getting told that they pulled in being sexually abused.
I mean, I was so surprised that she would be willing to go there. It makes me love her even more.
I know.
Oh. I was so surprised that she loved putting it out there that she goes to orgies, that she has several men come inside of her, that her and her husband are all about this. Makes me love her more. Says page 6. The supporters of this, at this point, you are all complicit with Rebecca. You're laundering her image. You're doing her a favor. I hope y'all really enjoy those bags that she gave you. I really hope you think of the children that are stuck at the Scientology hotels as you place your disgusting items inside the Rebecca Minkoff bag. Who is stuck holding that bag? Really ask yourselves that question with a straight face, and stop playing dumb and stop trying to cutesify stuff that is not cute.
Oh, it's really fun. And also the fact that
it's really fun. It's really fun, he says. Page 6 thinks that it's very, very fun that Rebecca and OSA put Operation Cat from L. Ron Hubbard, where he says, come up with a deranged, disgusting rumor and find out who the leaky pigeon is. And in this case, OSA sat with Rebecca and they came up with, like, what could we come up with? Okay, that you're going to orgies, that you're getting banged by multiple men, that Gavin knows all about this, and that you're pregnant because you guys like it so hardcore that that's how hardcore the consequence can be. She ends up pregnant and they don't even know who the father is. I find it funny. Our childhoods being a joke is not funny. Our childhoods being a joke is not someone's entertainment consumption for all you bullshit people that haven't understood the goddamn assignment.
was the entire episode. The girls went wild with this. And I love, well, the two things. I loved how Sai was like, oh, let me eat my words. She's like, oh, she's cool. Like, Sai's like, wait, I vibe with Rebecca.
I vibe with Rebecca. Let me eat my words. Oh, Rebecca's going to orgies, getting banged and not finding who the dad is. Let me really, and she's got 4 kids at home. But this doesn't raise alarms to anybody. I find it so funny. I find it so... What? What can anyone really say about Operation Cat?
Oh, she's not boring.
What I'm curious about is how Bryn said that she got further confirmation from people about that.
But I'm like, yeah, that's like their thing. Like they're very, they're cool, they're bohemian, they sleep around and whatever.
They're bohemian. They sleep around. She got confirmation.
It's not
This is
like
like some hippie.
So who are her?
Some hippie shit. It's not some hippie shit. It's Scientology shit. Is Operation Cat from L. Ron Hubbard.
Her sources?
Yeah, that part was confusing to me because it's completely made up.
What I want, because like Bryn said that she used to work with Rebecca's husband, and now what I'm wondering, and I would love Bryn to let us know, is this her? Because she has arthritis from starting the pot.
I mean, again, you guys, like, this makes me nauseous. This makes me disgusted. Because again, what's hiding underneath this glossy, overly produced bullshit image of like, oh yeah, we're steering the pod, we're having so much fun, we're all just discussing disgusting, outrageous, hardcore shit, which they can do for adults. No one gives an F. But when you put the context of the situation, this is not looking that cute, and this is not looking like, oh yeah, we're just steering a pot.
I have carpal tunnel because I stir the pot so much. I need one of those little wristbands.
Was this where she got it confirmed, or she would just be someone? Do you know Rebecca Minkoff? Yes, confirmed. Like
it very well could be that stirring the pot, pushing storyline. She was also playing her role.
She was doing her thing
in the situation.
No, but I'm really curious. I want to know if we find out more about what receipt she got, because maybe with some of it, I don't know.
I think.
So apparently she got receipts from other people, what, supporting that Rebecca has and leads that Operation Cat lifestyle. So are there more OSA agents planted around?
Kind of like Alexia. Bryn's receipts are in her heart and in her head. I don't know if they necessarily exist in every situation.
That's called delusional. That's called delusional. You don't have your receipts in your heart and in your head. That's called you're a delusional, manipulating bitch that will try and alter and change reality at the drop of a hat to do whatever is convenient.
Because if we look at the Bryn, Jessel, Jenna basic situation, I mean, I got to give it up to production. Like production honestly, across the Bravo universe, production really holds their talent accountable. And we see in that FaceTime call with Jenna and Bryn.
The joke about Jessel.
Production ain't holding nobody accountable because production couldn't be more clueless. Couldn't be more about, just steering a pot, that they have no idea the type of toxic ingredient they stuck inside their pot called Rebecca Minkoff. That's the difference here. That's the difference. That's why it's being called out. But apparently everything went over the head of production. Everything went over the head of Andy Cohen. Everything went over the head of all the Real Housewives of New York that are, making a brand of like, oh yeah, we're really going to confront you, bitch. And then they can clock shit. They can't clock shit because they just go by feelings. Oh, I feel Rebecca this, I feel Rebecca that. They can't really call her out on her shit because Rebecca's real slippery slopey, and she does get to do that here.
Being a basic bitch is funny because she's actually
not basic.
But hang on a second. Sometimes I think a basic bitch is someone who tries a little too hard. That's a little basic, wouldn't you say?
I don't know. I'll have to table that one. I'm not going to give you the basic bitch for job.
Jenna didn't not call Jessel basic. She
Anyways, they go on to discuss this other girls, which I just wanted to continue showing you guys the so-called prank, okay?
It was hysterical how everyone was in such a frenzy over it. I mean, Sai was foaming at the mouth during the dodgeball game. She was so excited to share the information.
Oh my God, please come to this conversation. Wait, what is that? There's a rumor that she got knocked up by someone else.
But I need you to tell Jenna real quick.
It was hysterical how,
Here.
oh yeah, what did she say?
And would be New York right now.
That's true, but she was recently in London for the How You Fan Fest thing. So maybe she was just, maybe it's about that. I don't know.
Yeah, she spilled some tea about the RHONY reunion there.
Oh yeah, what did she say?
Well, she said that the production for the season had to end early because people had to be separated and fly home separate and stuff like that. So I'm glad Rebecca gave us an episode of LOLs
Yeah.
before that.
I just thought it was hysterical how everyone was in such a frenzy over it. I mean,
Rebecca gave us an episode of LOLs. Glad to hear that Rebecca gave you such an episode of LOLs because
I was foaming at the mouth during the dodgeball game. She was so excited to share the information.
Oh my God, please come to this conversation. Wait, what is that? There's a rumor that she got knocked up by someone else.
But I need you to tell Jenna real quick what happened. My eyeballs are hanging. And like, you know that toy that goes doing, doing?
I will say this kind of proved, unless, look, maybe we're being punked. Maybe the audience is being punked.
do say more. That's the only intelligent thing that's come out of your mouth the entire time you've been speaking. Punked by Rebecca. Punked by Rebecca. Who's Rebecca with on the thumbnail? Put it in the chat. Guys, go check the thumbnail. The first one who puts it on the chat wins a trip to the Bahamas, paid by Rebecca Minkoff. Marlene, you know who it is, right? Punked? Punked, you said? Put it in the chat. Who's going to do their homework faster? Come on. Who's going to write who is in the thumbnail with Rebecca? We're not moving. Bingo, Amanda. Thank you. We are being punked. Rebecca and pregnant Rebecca with Ashton. Operation Cat. In what world did anyone think that Rebecca was going to be taking photos next to Ashton Kutcher while she is pregnant? But page 6 just said that they feel like maybe the audience is getting punked. Y'all had been punked AF by Rebecca. You just haven't clocked her shit because we've got to spell it out for y'all because you don't know. You're making a whole franchise about clocking tea and then you can't even clock it. Because maybe L1 Hubbard was right. Y'all are just too stupid. You can only see through the shh. If it's not over here, then you can't see it. You can't connect the dot. You can't go deeper. You can't actually like make something that is transformative clocking, not just some BS of like, I thought she was doing this and I thought she was doing that. But, you know, he is saying that they got punked and Ashton and Rebecca are right there in the thumbnail with her little pregnancy display next to Punker, bestie of Denny Masterson, fan of the put a lot of secret cameras everywhere, bestie with P. Diddy. What else? Because P. Diddy and Ashton had set up any type of cameras all around where they could really have a little, oh, what are we doing? Oh, pranks. Oh, it's pranks, you guys. Rebecca's a prankster. Did you learn any of those pranks from Ashton, Rebecca, by chance? Well, you were pregnant? Or nah? Or did you learn nothing? from Ashton that had a program called Punked, where they would what? Oh yeah, do a lot of secret camera stuff. Imagine the type of production people that Ashton had at his little fingertips to plop up a lot of little cameras, very hidden, very punked, yeah. Yeah. That's where we are. That's literally where we are. Exactly. Eyes wide shut. Right here. This is what it is. It's not, yeah. Fucking Tom Cruise himself punked y'all by doing the movie. Oh, well, I can't be in a cult if I go and role play one as an actor. No thanks to Stanley Kubrick, who literally knew that Nicole and Tom were cultists and hence select them for the part. Come with me. Really want to use you in a movie. I really want to use your, acting talents, right?
Because if we're not, the fact that everyone was so willing to share and spread this information, Uwe was right. These girls, the pigeon behavior, 100%. It's not.
So page 6 is now an extension of OSA as they sit there and normalize and side with Rebecca that the cult woman who went and checked out her rhetoric written by a convicted felon and said, I'm getting attacked, I'm being slandered, I need to go to my OSA manual and start looking at what kind of tactics I can combat. Oh, look, L. Hubbard says, pigeon behavior. That's Rebecca's contribution. Pigeon. She brought the literal pigeon. And here's page 6 that are too stupid to clock anything. It's just everything went over their head. Oh, it's like, Rebecca's so right. Like, why would they do that? Why would Rebecca come up with that literal disgusting plan in the first place? Really, how stupid can anyone actually be? Because that's what we find really ridiculous at this point.
Not a very loyal group of gals.
No, it was very much like Hairspray the Musical Run and Tell That.
Right.
They were all casted for that. I know, it is kind of insane how much like wildfire this went, and also
Isn't that great? Insane the wildfire. What does the Real Housewives and SPTV have in common? Can anyone think what could possibly be in common? Agreed. You are the company that you keep. But can anyone put it in the chat? What does SPTV and RHONY have in common? Think about this part, chat. I want y'all to come on a little adventure with me. What does SPTV, gossip and misinformation? Yes, but chaos true. Lies, yes. Too much tabloid news and in the pockets of the CO, thank you, yes. It's called OSA ops, right? And Kuchar in the middle of every bad incident that gets publicity calls him out for a second and then drops his involvement, then should be connecting the dots. Yes, so those are all right answers, you guys. But you know what else? Real Housewives of New York. You would be like, what in the literal hell could Real Housewives of New York and literal SPTV, YouTube space, these two things that should have nothing in common do have something in common, which are, let's call everyone protagonists that follow the exact same franchise model than what? Bravo TV. Are you guys following? This becomes reality TV. This becomes The Confession. This becomes the interaction where the audience is flooding back the information back to the people that love Rebecca, the people that love Bryn, the people that da. Everybody goes in those boards. Everybody's chatting about who did what. La 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 la. Same exact model. Same exact model. Now, what was OSA able to do in the case of Rebecca? Well, they ran Operation Cat on that entire franchise. Now, never mind that these OSA operations from the 1975s, like the stupidity of these people to be in the year 2025 and then go, oh, let me go back to 1975 to really see what L. Ron Hubbard did right here. So for all the chaos you just mentioned, for all the lies, for all of that, those are the OSA campaigns and the OSA bots. Why do you think our chat is so clean? Because they don't dare come here to this chat. They don't dare. We deprogram those motherfuckers if they come to our chat because we're giving them the facts. And that's the one thing they're being guarded against. Oh, don't listen to Serge. You don't want to hear what he has to say. Because we're telling them in no unsimple terms that they're committing felonies, that they're involved in racketeering, that they really start praying before the FBI starts going. Any kids here? Any videos being produced? Video production of child SA is what all these audits have in common. Video recordings of all of that exists. There's a database larger than anyone could possibly even dream of. But who's got time to think about that when we really are finding out who has an upset with who today and yesterday too? And because you know what, I really want to tell you this and I really want to tell you that, and they couldn't be more just running their mouths with the OSA programming, the OSA operations in their lives, as OSA is doing nothing but infiltrating their lives, concocting plans in the background. How do we create division? How do we make ourselves look good? What kind of bullshit fake ass mod can we be planting? How do we save point ourselves? How do we make ourselves real useful? So that we can F that community, so we can keep that community in exactly what you guys just called chaos, lies, gossip. So similarities are similar or same class of goddamn thing. Real Housewives of New York, SPTV. Can we learn? Can we start literally learning from all of this inefficiency? Can we start taking all of that inefficiency and then going, this shit ain't working. The kids are still stuck. No one's helping them. Everyone's playing dumb. Everyone's chasing their tails, going from OSA op to OSA op to OSA sinkhole. So just like that, OSA is running a literal Operation Cat on page 6. And now page 6 thinks it's a great idea. And they're really crazed up about how, why did they really spread that rumor if it's so crazy? Like the operation worked. Success for these two people. On these two people, the operation worked. Never mind that in the rest of the internet, it wasn't working, you guys, because when little Rebecca did this little stunt. It backfired. It was offensive. Like, she's making a joke out of her getting a 5th kid at her age when she already has 4, and there's women that cannot get pregnant, and she's just kind of like making this like fertility joke on the backs of everyone, just like the joke is always made on us, right? Like, she's making a joke, a mockery out of our pain as kids that were trafficked there, because you know what? It worked out great for Rebecca. I mean, she's got $100 million. Like, aren't you the great success?
How much everyone ignited by it. And
It was good.
like, we saw Aaron and Rebecca laughing at the end of it. And also, we've seen Rebecca Minkoff since this filming. She is not pregnant.
Good to know. Good to know that the Operation Cat was all full of shit, because that's what an OSA op is. Manipulation 101. They're going to be full of shit. It's gonna make no rhyme or reason other than their delusionary having a war to control Aaron and to control this one and to control the other one and to, you know, collect the blackmail. And I know that you're the one that went and said it. You planted it there. You planted it there yourself, Rebecca. And then you won't hear Rebecca ad nauseum telling everybody, oh, I'm such a peacemaker. I come here for the peace and I don't want any drama. Yeah, Rebecca, because you can't stand a shred of scrutiny. Your withholds keep getting missed.
She definitely is not.
But it is very funny how much everyone got so involved in it. And she was the talk of everyone's town. I like that. I do appreciate, I like that Jenna tried to like one-on-one with her to be like, I don't want to say anything, but just to let you know.
Right. But it was almost too perfect because it then created space for.
I feel.
Or are they just amazing improv artists?
Well, something tells me that like Aaron and Rebecca knew.
Amazing improv artists. Did anyone miss the part where Scientology is nothing but an improv school from hell? What do you think Rebecca's been practicing her whole life? What do you think people that are in the business of running intelligence ops doing? How stupid can anyone truly be? We're talking intelligence. We're talking people purposely being fake, purposely conniving their way to achieve a certain whatever delusional place that they're trying to achieve.
If it wasn't someone like pulling her to the side, it would have been like Bryn or Jessel, like, I can't play dodgeball with you. You're pregnant. Which my favorite is before the girls knew.
Ah, disgusting.
And like Rebecca was fake mad at Erin. When Jessel's like, congrats.
I know. It was so sweet. It was so Jessel. I will give it up to Rebecca though. Some grade A acting.
Give it up to Rebecca, chat, for her grade A acting. Apparently, Rebecca's up for the Oscar here for her grade A acting, for how she's going to be a complete fake ass bitch. But she is going to please her little OSA handlers. Her OSA handlers are going to be very happy with her performance.
So tell me with your eyes.
What's new, buddy? What's new?
Let's actually have you guys see it on the big screen for this one, to be honest. Really take a look at Rebecca's acting.
So tell me with your eyes.
What's new, buddy? What's new?
Aaron, you told her?
Wicked.
I know.
What?
I think Rebecca just won Best Liar Award. Give it up, you guys. Bravo, Rebecca. The Best Liar Award goes to you for faking outrage, for faking being upset about something, for pretending that You knew the whole time the type of Operation Cat you were running on this cast. Imagine the audacity to run an OSA op on the cast of Real Housewives of New York and no one clocked that shit. Damn. I thought there were professionals that were supposed to be clocking this shit, you guys, but
Oh, you had just have her design the bags. Get her casted.
Seriously, that Wicked moment was sweet. We got a little bit of Wicked excitement before
that showroom.
we've been to that showroom. We saw the Wicked bags. Just
and see this, you guys. This is what Rebecca's using to save point. This is what Rebecca's using to save point to go, oh, doesn't this look so glossy? Doesn't this look so nice? Aren't I such a great person that you really should be looking up to? Because I got $100 million. My company, $100 million, $100 million. Anytime anybody says anything about her company, she just goes, $100 million. Like, what? Chill. Like, please. But this is all it takes. People go, oh, look, this bag is so cute. Oh, Rebecca Minkoff, you must not be in a cult because you make bags.
it's like,
You know where I
Science
haven't
Scout.
been?
Where?
The Bush.
I have not been to the
But it's
Bush.
near.
And here's page 6, you know, putting that little thing out there for, you know, Rebecca, because, you know, you rub my elbow, I rub your elbow, you give us access, I give you access. And that's how the corporate media runs around, you know, pushing each other and pretending it's all organic. And, oh, you just landed here. Oh, we have no idea why. Goes back to Jenna Elfman product placement, where Rebecca told everyone that she was full of shit, that she hadn't gone to school, that she hadn't studied anything, but she was just told, make it go right, Rebecca. And she came up with some Kakamimi story bag t-shirt. Oh, can you design a handbag? Oh, sure, let me design. She just pulled it out of her, you know what? And, you know, all of a sudden everything went great and everything went wonderful. And $100 million later, you know, you really should be looking up to her. But why? Why are we supposed to be looking up to that?
A club I have been to.
What club?
House of Yes.
Oh, okay. House of Yes is fun.
It is fun.
And the Bush looked fun, and it looked like a fun place to double date with Aaron and Abe and Mel
Gabe,
and
as we call
Raquel.
him.
Gabe. By the way, I'm so into Gabe. If you guys didn't catch it, that means
I didn't even know there was dodgeball stadiums in the city.
okay. Well, it's not. It's Chelsea Piers where you can take adult gymnastics.
Every sentence you just said, like that's like, you know, like when it's like the saddest like poem ever, like that is
That was that.
the Chelsea Piers where you could take adult
Do you know
gymnastics.
what's really?
Adult gymnastics, you bitches wish. We do adult gymnastics. And we would run circles around the both of you. There it is, you guys. There it is. There it is. Operation Cat, Operation OSA. Learning that Rebecca was let off in the wild, was given her little mission orders like Scientology always does. Follow this mission, say these lies, save point us like this. And just like that, we're having an entire franchise that has built this so-called brand of clocking shit, calling stuff out, not being able to call anything out because they're all so confused. And they're either confused but questioning, which Rebecca always reframes as they're attacking me, or they're part of the oh, Rebecca's wonderful, Rebecca's great, I have no idea what's wrong with you. And meanwhile, they don't even know that they are getting played by Rebecca and that Rebecca is checking with her cult handlers how to optimize the opportunity that they have here for themselves, because Scientology needs more money. Scientology needs more kids. Scientology needs more mothers. Scientology is looking for more fathers that are willing to sign up. And if we parade our little Rebecca around, who wants to be like Rebecca, you guys? Oh, look at Rebecca. Don't you want to be like her? And that's how they get other mothers to sign up for this. And we already told you, Rebecca is a cult recruiter, Rebecca. We've had literal reaches for people you try to recruit in New York to your cult. Back when you were actually on staff in New York, recruiting people for the cult. Back when you were utilizing Celebrity Center New York to hobnob to get to wherever you needed to get your place in the position of the cult where you landed. Stop making it look like it was so organic and, oh, it just happened and you have no idea how much hard work and fearlessness it took. I mean, yeah, we agree with your little book, Fearless, but it's also giving no conscience. That's the problem with your fearlessness bullshit pitch. Fearless with no conscience is a degenerate. Fearless with no conscience is a psychopath. Fearless with no conscience is a sociopath. So why should people be aspiring to be so fearless and without a conscience is what you really need to be asking yourself in front of a mirror. Have a breakdown. Stop pretending that you have it all together because your eyes don't lie, Rebecca. You see your eyes, they're puffy, they're tired, they're weary, you being abused. Stop defending something you cannot defend. Stop pretending that your mother is some person that wanted you to do great and wonderful. Sue Minkoff knew what she was doing when she groomed you to be who you are. And until you don't undo that, you're still going to continue to lie and to continue to create your fake image that you think no one's going to clock your tea. Well, those days are over. Your tea's getting clocked, your shit's getting exposed because it matters in the context, because you became a full-blown public figure of a reality TV show. Because Rebecca's not being made an example. There's something not applying to Rebecca. We're not saying Rebecca's the worst. Rebecca's just the literal tip of the iceberg of how many moms underneath the Rebecca pyramid scheme. So we got nothing against Rebecca. Rebecca's just another one because these people become clones of themselves. They always make the wrong choice. They always agree to the wrong thing. They all have this viewpoint that children are adults in small bodies and that nothing needs to change and that this is great and this is wonderful. And all adults are having religious experiences inside the hotels at the expense of that level of delusion. So for the Real Housewives of New York franchise, let's get them educated. Let's get them to understand what questions are not being asked, who is being covered up, who Scientology is going to for this crisis management. Because, again, you guys, this is all just coming undone. Rebecca went on a whole media blitz, and we're going to clock her entire sham. We're going to make a case study of just Rebecca, but not because it's her, you guys. If you just change Rebecca and put another Scientology mom in her shoes, it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. So it's not a Rebecca problem. Rebecca grew up under Sue Minkoff, something we wouldn't wish on our worst enemy. But Rebecca has had white girl privilege. So she wasn't tapped to work for the billion-year contract. So she wasn't tapped as an underage child to become a supervisor, a sec checker, or an ethics officer. Because she came from a wealthy, influential family, Rebecca was allowed to go to New York. Not in the Sea Org. That's the difference. Do we still wish? We don't wish Scientology on our worst enemy. That's why we are done covering up, pretending that this bullshit that everyone knows is wrong that everyone needs to be made aware. We're here to get your ethics fucking in, Rebecca Minkoff. This is called get your fucking ethics actually in the year 2025. And go tell the rest of the mothers, including your own sister-in-law, Stephanie Minkoff, a woman that, yes, was also getting supervised by me as a child. So your own sister-in-law, Stephanie Minkoff, that married Yuri Minkoff, your own brother that was also my student as a minor at Flag. Start telling them to wake the F up, since they're also parents in your exact same position. So it's not just Rebecca, it's also Stephanie Minkoff. You're in the company of all the rest of the Scientology moms, Rebecca. You're all in the same bucket. You're in the same bucket as my own sister, Monica Gill, who is, just like you, climbing up the celebrity ladder and then exposing her kid to this bullshit that all of you had agreed is all okay. Kids are adults. Let's do everything that our parents did to us. Let's just do it to our kids, because what's wrong with it? Oh, we're so empowered. We're so great. We're so wonderful. Double check your actual mental state. Double check your autonomy. Double check your choices. Double check if you're sticking to the law. Because if you're following L. Ron Hubbard, breaking news. The policies of L. Ron Hubbard contradict the law. So what else needs to be proven to you to actually understand who in the hell you actually are? This is exactly the Truman Show. This is exactly the Truman Show. I mean, it's... Exactly, Anne. I know it is shocking, but it is totally true. It's been that since the beginning, and they've been willing and thirsty for attention seekers and waiting to be on the shows. I mean, we see it with Priscilla Presley, you guys. Priscilla Presley, another woman that brought Lisa to the cult, Riley to the cult, to expose everyone to the cult. What's Lisa doing? What's Priscilla doing? Little Miss interview, Little Miss, I'm going to go to the whole world and show my face. What has Priscilla been doing for Scientology? Acting as a recruiting pigeon. To just bring back to pigeon, Rebecca is a pigeon. She's a pigeon recruiter. Priscilla is a pigeon. She's a pigeon recruiter. Grant Cardone is a pigeon. He's a pigeon recruiter. Elena Cardone is a pigeon. She's a pigeon recruiter. All these people that you see, oh, but they're kind of successful. Well, I guess it kind of might work then. As if someone doing something stupid and following that person doing the exact same thing could help that other individual. Let's leave some homework for these people. Let's leave some homework and let's lead them some state of reflection, because we need to continue putting our foot on their neck until they stop abusing the kids. Thank you guys all for subscribing to my Substack. So please go subscribe to the Substack. It helps the algorithm. It helps share our message. It helps inform other people. I'm really trying to put as much effort into really educating our community with information that can actually transform reality, information that can be delivered in a way that can be digested so people can start waking the F up and stop with the pretense of like, we've never been told, we're not aware, nobody said anything. Because that's what I think No More Kids in Scientology as a collective group movement need to do. We need to educate others. We need to call out the bullshitters, attention seekers that want to make it about themselves to take and rob the oxygen of the attention units that are needed on kids. We need thousands of people to care so that Scientology starts feeling the pressure. And so far, we're not having those 1,000 people because those 1,000 people are checking out the latest gossip, bullshit, whatever it is that they're following, Real Housewives of SPTV, matrix of dysfunction that's been infiltrated, created, and programmed by OSA. They're all susceptible. We've all been targeted and hit. On some of them, the program still works. And we have to advocate for them because they're still effed up. We're super effed up. We got effed as kids 24/7, 365. So we're just showing up and doing our best and calling out this dysfunction. And the sooner people start doing something about it, the sooner we can stop having to carry this goddamn load that we never asked for. And yes, Rebecca Minkoff, you are now in the hot seat. Congratulations on your decision to join the Housewives of New York because, as you said, you were in fear. She was asked about this, you guys. Oh, were you in fear of going into this? She says, oh, yeah, I was in fear, but, I read this book, Fearless. I wrote this book, Fearless, and I thought, no, I need to do it. Well, now you did it. Now you expose yourself. Now you are helping us. And hopefully this actually helps as your wake-up call. Hopefully after this, you do go consult with actual attorneys about what in the F Scientology has been doing with you and your family for yourself and start making different adult choices. The entire ability for you to make a choice and be free takes place every morning that you make those choices, Rebecca. So for all those people that are like, oh, but they can't leave the cult. It takes one choice. They're one choice away from making the right choice. Except that when they have so many extra perks that they get at the hotel, there's no incentive to leave. And that's the problem with Rebecca, that right now she has no incentive to leave. And we see it because she couldn't be more of an advocate trying to sanitize the image of Scientology and trying to put herself as a recruitment poster for other moms and for other female entrepreneurs to go, I really want to be like Rebecca. And that's how Scientology is getting their fangs into more women that Rebecca is bringing to them, hand-selected. Remember, she calls everyone in, studies everyone, figures out which one could be good to do a course, grabs her, brings her in. Oh, now you're with the in crowd. Now you're with the big bosses. Now you're with me, Rebecca Minkoff. Oh, really? Oh, like do a Scientology course while you're at it. I'm going to get my 10% commission because I sent you there. That's how it works. That's how the recruitment works. And that's why you, Rebecca, need to really figure your shit up and stop pretending that you got it all figured out and you should really be followed. No one should follow you until you take responsibility for your adult choices and until you make drastic changes in the physical universe to show that you have made a shred of ethics change. Because so far, you've made none. Zero ethics change. You couldn't be more up to your neck and ears in ethics exposure. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.